Hi, my name is Martha Breithaupt, and I am here for BDO's Q&A. Walk us through your career journey. You've built a career at the intersection of science, innovation, and business. What first sparked your interest in blending those worlds? So, what first sparked my interest was really a lack of knowing what I was going to do. So, when I left high school, I was so excited to go off to university that I enrolled in the science and business program at the University of Waterloo. I thought this was great because science and business was a blend of everything that I loved throughout my high school career. And so I took that into university, and then once I graduated, I went right into the phenomenal world of R&D tax credit consulting, which again is the focus of science and then the business and funding to make that science happen. So I was so blessed with my career journey, and it really did stem from my high school interests and of course then my university degree. Next question. You have worked at other professional services firms throughout your career. What feels different about BDO? So I would say a lot feels different. I'm so happy to be here. It is an incredibly entrepreneurial place to work. It gives a person like myself who has led businesses and built teams the ability to do that again with full support. So I've received phenomenal support from our marketing team, our IT team, our HR team, as we've built this practice over the last year and a half. And I'd have to say that that support has been phenomenal and really allowed me to grow both as a person, a team, and then of course our building practice here for the clean technology tax credits. Looking back over 20 years, what's the one inflection point that changed the trajectory of your career? And so this was a tough one because when I think back over 20, almost 25 years, there's been so many different touch points that have helped me along my journey. But the one that does stand out would have been my former mentor from the BDC. So he was a wonderful person to really help me understand business development as opposed to selling. And so this was very early on in my career, but it helped me to really help clients as opposed to want to give them something or some part of knowledge that I have. It's more about that conversation. And so I really have to thank that individual for helping me on my career journey and really helping me to grow into that business development space. What does doing more together look like in practice when you think about your teams and the clients you serve? So doing more together to me is across all levels. It means working within our groups, but also working across with other service lines. So there's no silos, there's no independent, there's all of us together working towards supporting that client project. I found that collaboration and our ability to do more together has really resonated both with me, with my team, and then of course with our clients, because at the end of the day, they're getting a phenomenal client service as a result. So I'm really excited about going forward with this new mantra, and it is resonating across the country, across all the teams, and across the locations that we can, as a group, do more together. How do you see BDO creating opportunities for women and diverse leaders to thrive? So this was a really neat thing. When I joined this firm, I was actually surprised at the level of support that BDO offers both women internally as well as externally to this firm. And so this was a shocker because I have not experienced this, but we have internal women's networking groups, connection groups. We have also external networking group. We've run this program, I believe, across 8 or 9 cities across Canada now. And the feedback has been tremendous. So this we do every single year, but it's a chance for us to support and give back to female leaders in business and to get them together. And when we do that, that is so powerful because it allows them to network, share ideas, and really come together for our Canadian business economy. So really happy to be at BDO where we have such strong support for women, both here in business and in leadership. You have mentored dozens of people throughout your career. What is the one piece of advice you find yourself giving most often? So this was a tough one because when I think about all of the people that I've mentored, from co-op students through to managers, senior managers, and even the partners that I've worked with over the years, I really try to focus on the individual. And what that does is it allows us to actually work with that person and find their unique strengths. And so my mentality, I'm a big fan of play to your strengths. I don't think that we should try to build people up to be everything to all people. I prefer to work with that individual and then really hone in on what makes them great and then try to make that even better. So take away those barriers, give them training, and help them really excel in what they want to do most. As someone who has both served and advised boards, what have you learned about leadership that you may not have gained in any other part of your career? So this is interesting. When I transitioned into board work, what I found was there's just a very different level of input that's required. And so specifically when you're running a business or an accounting practice like I am, you're very focused on day-to-day operations and long-term goals. When you move into board work, you really have to take a step back and recognize that your role there is really as an advisor. So you are not meant to be doing the day-to-day, the operational and the hands-on activities. At the board level, you really are meant to act as a sounding board. So a chance for that executive leadership that is in the weeds and doing that day-to-day work, running of the business, to come to the board with their thoughts, ideas, and future goals and strategies, and really use that board to get feedback and drive excellence within that organization. And so that was a big change because at the end of the day, I find I am a doer. And so changing that mentality from doing to advising was a big key to the success of that board work. What excites you the most about BDO's future and your role within it? This is a huge question. So I would say the biggest thing and what excites me the most really is our strategy. So I'm so excited, not only at the collaboration and across our Do More Together banner, but also at our goals to grow. We're going to grow nationally and we're going to grow across the country. And so I'm very, very excited to see what lies ahead. And of course, understanding my role in that. So I'm looking forward to bringing on new teammates, looking forward to working with new clients, and looking forward to, of course, working with our partners across the country to really do more together. Thanks for joining me today on BDO's Q&A. I look forward to our next conversation.